So you're crushing it at work and your bank account's healthy, but you catch yourself in the mirror after a shower and think, when and how did I develop this dad bod? That's exactly what my clients say to themselves before they start work with me. They also ask themselves, can I fix this in a month, 90 days, before that conference, before that beach trip with my family? Here's the harsh truth. Yes, you can transform fast in 4 to 6 weeks, but you're going to have to sacrifice performance at work, kill your energy in meetings, and probably torch the muscle you built back in your 20s, which you honestly definitely don't want. And social media is honestly so fake of coaches telling you there's a secret 6-week shred protocol, but the truth is there is no one size fits all solution. You might be sitting there wondering, what even is the best way to get to 11% body fat if you're over 30? You might even be thinking, what does this kid know about fat loss for over 30s? And that's why in this video, I'm breaking down the more sustainable way to get down to 11% body fat, depending on your current situation, and actually keep it off for good. And also how I've been able to help my clients like Pascal go from 125 kg to 98 kg in 100 days. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end because I'm gonna show you the 3-step protocol I give my clients in TTT that you can walk away knowing how to burn fat and without giving up your social life and quality time with your family. So let's jump straight into it. So this is the fastest way to burn 11% body fat for guys over 30. So let's jump into it. So obviously what we'll go through today is the fast way to burn fat sustainably, how to sustain fat loss whilst maintaining performance in life, work and leisure, and mistakes that have been holding you back without you even noticing. And final, we'll show you through a few action steps to get you moving forward, right? So most people focus on eating less. High performers should focus on optimizing their metabolism. So we'll jump straight into it just so you guys understand. But muscle equals metabolic currency. Every extra pound of muscle burns 6 to 10 more calories per day at rest, right? So think about it. The more muscle mass you have, the more calories you burn at rest, right? So think about it that way. So micro workouts, so 10 to 15 minute resistant bursts throughout the day can outperform one long session for your metabolism, right? Think about, I don't know, desk push-ups or resistant bands, or even just walking around, right? As you're taking a call on the phone, walking about. I'm gonna dive into a bit more detail later in the video, but these small things that you do throughout the day are gonna help increase your metabolism slowly but surely, right? And then cold exposure and thermogenesis. So finishing morning showers cold for, let's say, 30 to 60 seconds, or brief exposure to outdoor chill, boosts brown fat activity and insulin sensitivity also, right? And then fat loss for high performers without food obsession, right? Because a lot of people, when they jump into a fitness journey, they get too obsessed about what exactly they're eating. And I did it, right? I've tested all of these things before and I got so obsessed. But I'm gonna dive into this just so you guys don't have obsession, right? So time restricting eating, right? Not fasting, but timing. It's all about timing, right? Have an 8 to 10 hour eating window, right? This helps boost fat oxidation and energy stability throughout the day, right? Like morning coffee, hydrate, and push the first meal to mid-morning, right? So you're making sure you have enough energy throughout the day. You're not crashing around midday, right? And then GLP-1 activation foods like natural appetite control. So high viscosity fiber like chia seeds, flax seeds, right? And fermented foods that trigger the same satiety hormone pathway as Ozempic, right? Which is used for type 2 diabetes. So chia seeds, flax seeds are something that I have on a daily basis. I love, what I call them is a superfood, which you've probably heard around, but they are amazing, right? And snack on fermented yogurt or kefir and fiber before lunch, right? Super good. Like kefir is amazing for your gut health. Absolutely amazing. Very recommend it. Very much recommend it. And then caffeine timing hack, right? So wait 60 to 90 minutes after waking up before your first coffee, right? This helps reduces cortisol and this helps reduce cortisol spikes and avoids midday crash that triggers snacking, right? So just waiting a good 60 to 90 minutes. So instead of waking up and downing a coffee and then you're up, right? Mate, just leave it 60 to 90 minutes, right? That just helps your morning gradually build up, right? If you think about it, if you go too fast at the start of a race, you're gonna burn out. It's the same with coffee and the way you do your things in the morning. If you jump up in the morning and down a coffee, you have that burst at the beginning, then it dies off, right? It's exactly like a sprint. If you're doing an 800-meter running race, right, at the beginning, if you sprint and you get in front of everyone, yeah, brilliant, you're in front, but by the time you've done 400 meters, everyone's gonna be lapping you, right? So think about it that way. And then stack habits that burn fat whilst you work, right? So NEAT, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So the most overlooked fat burning tool, right? And this is something leading on to the points I said earlier. So walking during calls, right? Take the stairs, use standing desks, and like this honestly will help you burn an extra 370 calories extra a day, right? Just by like doing something like this. Like you can get a walking machine whilst you're doing your work. Something like that is gonna help you burn those extra calories throughout the day. And that's how my clients have been able to see really good results, right? Whilst doing workouts here and there, they've still been able to burn fat on the days they haven't been going to the gym because they've got into good habits, right? And habits are huge, absolutely huge. And stress cortisol loop management. So chronic stress equals high insulin resistance, and that equals more stubborn belly fat around the midsection, which is why you guys are probably struggling to lose that midsection part, right? So 5 minutes of honestly psychological sigh, right? It's called psychological sigh. So deep inhale and then slow exhale 2 to 3 times a day lowers cortisol very, very fast, right? And one way I like to think about, and something I do, right? Think of a square. So you do 4 seconds breathing in, 4 seconds holding, 4 seconds breathing out, 4 seconds holding, 4 seconds breathing in, right? Honestly, a great way to just lower stress and feel a lot better, right? So that's one way of doing it. And sleep architecture equals fat burning architecture also. So 7 to 8 hours sleep equals 55% greater fat loss in the same calorie deficit, right? Sleep is so overlooked. People think, yeah, I'm not gonna sleep, I need to burn more calories, blah, blah, blah. But sleep is so, so important, especially for burning fat, building muscle and recovery. And we're gonna jump into a bit more detail in the next few slides. But nightly rule, 60 minutes before bed, no blue light, no emails, no problem solving, right? Let your mind have a recovery, right? If you've ever played football or trying to relate it back to sport or anything like that, right? You have a cool down at the end. It's the same with this, right? Instead of being on your laptop right before bed, on your phone, doom scrolling, whatever you guys do before bed, right? Maybe read a book, right? Make sure you wear blue light blockers before you go to bed. These small things are gonna make a big difference over time, right? And then why high performers need a smarter framework, not a harder diet. So think energy intelligence, not willpower. Sustainable fat loss equals managing energy flow between brain, muscle, and hormones, right? Restriction drains cognitive performance, optimization sustains it, right? So I want everyone to think, when you're burning fat, don't just try and smash it out for a month or two, right? Think of it as a long-term thing. Create it part of your lifestyle. Become the person who is worthy of burning that fat, right? Once you become the person, then it all becomes a whole lot easier. So you have to build it into your lifestyle. And that's how people see results over a long period of time. And that's how people keep them, right? If you ask someone like myself, right, or anyone who's in shape, you ask them, oh, when do you have your cheat days? Or do you ever eat out? Honestly, you never hear them say, I'm on a diet, I'm on this, I'm on that, right? They may be trying new things here and there, but they're never on a diet, right? They just stay fit. It's part of their routine. It's part of them. It's part of their lifestyle. And that's how they've been able to see results and stay lean all year round, right? And burn that fat and keep it off, right? And there's a few actionable tips I've got here. So use micro-resistant workouts, honestly 2 to 3 times a day, 10-minute sessions, plus 10,000 steps a day, right? That equals steady fat burning without long gym hours, right? So you can still burn fat as long as you're in a calorie deficit also throughout the day, then you will burn that fat. So that's super important. And feed the brain, not the cravings. So protein leverage principle. So low protein drives overeating, right? The goal with your protein that you want between 1.6 to 2.2 grams of per body weight of kg. So let's say you're 80 kg right now, you want 1.6 to 2.2. Normally, just go for 2. The more protein you have, the fuller you feel, right? Which is always great for burning fat, right? And making sure your recovery. So I normally just go for 2. And then satiety snacking, right? So pair high fiber fermented foods and natural GLP-1. So for example, chia seeds, flax seeds, like I went through before, same pathway as your Ozempic, right? So the type 2 diabetes stuff that we went through before, for appetite control, which is so, so important. And actionable tips here. So smoothie hack, right? This is something I love to do. You guys, if you've been watching my stuff on Instagram for a while, you'd know, honestly, I love a smoothie, right? So adding whey or Greek yogurt plus chia seeds and greens, right, keeps your energy high during long work hours, right? So you've obviously got the Greek yogurt or whey, right, for the protein. You've got the chia seeds for that sort of natural GLP-1, right, activation. And then obviously the greens are there for possibly fiber, vitamins, right? Just everything you need for a good, healthy lifestyle, right? And then how to stay lean without losing the edge at work or in life, right? This is something you guys are probably thinking about. I don't want to sacrifice my lifestyle. I don't want to sacrifice my social life. I still want to go out, blah, 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 right? This is how you can do it. So stress equals a hidden fat trigger, right? Cortisol spikes equal fat storage around the belly. So any AT activation, so non-exercise movement, so walk during calls, look, stand during emails, burns hundreds of more calories without workouts. So these are just small edges you can add to your daily life, your habits, in order to make sure you're not sacrificing everything and you're still working, you're still doing what you do, right, without having to give up hours and hours out the day, right? So sleep as a fat loss tool, as I mentioned before. Anything below 6 hours reduces fat loss efficiency by 50%, right? That's what I'm saying. 50% is huge, right? If you have less than 6 hours. So try and aim for 7 to 8, right? And use a digital sunset, right? It's kind of, as I mentioned before, having that 60 minutes before bed period, right? Where it helps with hormonal balance and the next day focus, right? You wake up feeling more fresh, right? You look better. And look, you'll have a much better sleep as well, right? If you're not on your phone and you haven't got that blue light exposure in your face, right? And then cold exposure and contrast therapy. So short cold showers or contrast baths enhance brown fat activation, higher baseline metabolism. So these small things are gonna help you in the long run, right? So just start adding these, give them a go. If you're down at a David Lloyd or a gym, you got a sauna, you got a steam room, you got a cold plunge, give them a go, right? Go down there daily, give them a go, right? And the real fat burning happens outside the gym. So 1 hour in the gym is not a compensation for 10 hours sedentary hours at a desk, right? Low NEAT, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis, slows metabolism more than most people actually realize, right? So these are small things you guys might be thinking, yeah, if I do an hour today, but I'm sitting around for 10 hours, that makes up for the 10 hours. No, it doesn't. You have to stay consistent. You have to build those 5 to 10 minute breaks throughout the day in order to speed up your metabolism, help you burn that fat quicker, right? And yeah, still get down to the gym for the hour, but adding those small breaks in throughout the day are gonna help you get to where you wanna get to a lot quicker, speed up your metabolism, and you're gonna look a lot better and feel a lot better. So important. And the fix is here. So think movement stacking. As I just said, 3 to 5 minutes of walking, squats, or band work every hour. Use walk and talk in meetings, right? So as you're walking, talking, it kind of goes hand in hand, right? Or you can be on the phone, taking meetings while standing up, right? Daily goal is 8 to 10,000 steps minimum, right? Silently boost calories burnt by an extra 300 to 700 a day, right? As we mentioned before. So rest is where the burn resets. So obviously we mentioned before, if you have less than 6 hours sleep, then you have a decrease of 50% in efficiency when it comes to burning fat, right? So high achievers like yourself probably often push through stress and lack of sleep, right? You're up, you're working late, all these little things, but sleep deprivation equals insulin resistance to increase by 30%, cravings also increase by 40%, and muscle repair decreases by quite a lot if you guys want to know. So make sure you are getting enough sleep throughout the night because you won't regret it. And you're going to feel a lot sharper throughout the day, working, running your business, looking after people, or in your career, whatever you're doing, right? So the fix here, so sleep ritual, no screens 60 minutes before bed, dim the lights, stretch, hydrate, right? I love doing yin yoga before bed. I recommend everyone give that one a go, right? And micro recovery, 5-minute breaks between work blocks, right? Short breathing reset lowers cortisol and it enhances focus, right? These small things are gonna make a big difference throughout the day. You might think it's a little bit petty, but honestly, those small things do make a big difference over time, right? And then cold exposure or contrast showers equal recovery boost and increase metabolic activation, right? So honestly, 2 minutes of a cold plunge can wake you up, can give all those benefits that you guys need in order to feel a lot better. And to be honest, guys, if you ever had a cold shower and you get out after a minute, you feel so happy. That's because you've been releasing good endorphins and obviously you're just glad to get out of the shower, the cold shower. So look, give them a go, give them a go. And then here's a few action steps you guys can take away right now, right, and start doing in your day-to-day life that's gonna help you push forward. So number one, move daily, but keep it easy, right? Walk more, just aim for around 10K steps minimum a day, add short 10 to 15 minutes resistance workout 3 to 4 times a week, and stand or walk during calls, right? Small movements make a big impact. And then number 2, eat smart, not less, right? So prioritize proteins and fiber at every meal, eat within a 10-hour window, finish dinner early, sort of thing. I know a lot of people nowadays, you like to have your dinner around 5 o'clock, so you're not snacking throughout the night, or you're not picking on this and that, right? So give that one a go. And drink water before meals, coffee after breakfast as well, right? As I said before, give it a 60 to 90 minute window from when you wake up before you have your breakfast, before you drink coffee, sorry. And then from there, you'll have a very steady state throughout the whole day of energy, right? So that's very important. And then number 3 as well, recover to perform. So sleep 7 to 8 hours, no screen 1 hour before bed, right? Block out that blue light. Get some blue light blockers, right? Because you never know. You might accidentally check your phone here and there, which is not going to make a big difference anyway, but just invest in them. Honestly, you can get some off Amazon for like $5, right? Absolutely amazing, right? Chuck them on, blue light blockers, or you can, a lot of glasses nowadays, if you go to Specsavers, they have them built in. So always a win-win there, right? And then take the 2 to 3 short stress resets during the day. So deep breathing, walk, stretching, right? I do stretching a lot, right? Just helps relax the body, reduce stress, and try cold showers and contrast water for energy and recovery, right? Hot to cold is amazing, right? And then number 4, keep it sustainable, right? Focus on consistency, not perfection. Small wins every day equal a big transformation over time, right? And once you guys start building these good habits and you start getting into these rhythms, you will start seeing progress. And with everyone I work with inside the community, that's what we're there for. We push each other, we give each other that extra guidance in order to move forward. And if you guys need help or you've enjoyed this video, honestly, giving us a subscribe on this channel would support me in huge ways. So I'd really appreciate that. And guys, if you need some more help, just have a look in the description of this video. There's a few other videos there, or check out my Instagram as well. Give me a message on there if you need any help, anything specific, any questions you got about this video here, message me on Instagram on jacklow.8, right? And I'll be there to help you guys. So if you guys have anything at all, and you do need some help, message me on Instagram or go to the description of this video. There'll be a link here. You can have a look through everything there. And yeah, if you guys need any help, let's get it going. So trust the timing, guys, and I'll see you soon.